Hi Leo, how are we doing? Welcome to October 2018. Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for Leo and all those who love Leo. What are you guys going to do this Halloween? Are you dressing up? Let me know. Okay, that one wanted to come out. We won't take that one. Okay, both of them. Fine. You get two just because you're special. I actually want to turn these over even though I have seen them because it has cute little designs, and it looks really Halloween-y whenever I get everything laid out. Please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for Leo and all those who love Leo. For Leo and all those who love Leo. Where are they? What's above them? What's behind them? What's beneath them? What's ahead of them? For Leo and all those who love Leo. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more shuffle, and we're ready to roll. The bottom of the deck, I have to say, we have the King of Pentacles. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. You can also be a little materialistic at this time, a little workaholic. But let's see what the rest of the cards say. Okay, so your oracle is... We have an apple. Come on, come on, come on. We have the apple, which says risk and reward. Ew. And then we have the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So the underworld is kind of like death. You know, it has the skull and Lord of the Underworld. So we could be talking about Pluto. Look to see where Pluto is in your chart. Right now, Pluto is retrograde, but it goes direct sometime in November. Pluto is a planet of transformation. It's a generational planet. So let's say your Pluto is in Scorpio. That would make you a millennial. If your Pluto is in Leo, then you're a baby boomer. Stuff like that. So Pluto might be very important to you at this time. But yes, take a look at your chart. I'm not going to read the descriptions for these. This particular oracle... the descriptions are kind of long-winded. They have some really good historical information, and just like social studies type of stuff, right? Like cultural background stuff, which I really like. But they are very long-winded. It's a lot of information. Actually, I take that back. I do want to read the little like poem for you. So they have some sweet poems. Okay, so Apple is the risk and reward card, and it says, sweetest icon, risky red desire, poison and freedom, tempting hearts afire. Ooh. So, let's go to the underworld. 62. You could also be dealing with Scorpio. It's very plutonic energy. The underworld, where all things pause and begin again. Another realm, shadow-filled, travel from death's bed, where we stop and transform within the realm of the dead. Ooh. I also want to say that Venus is in retrograde from October 5th to, I think it's mid-November, maybe November 16th. Can indicate lovers coming back from the past and all that. Or just reviewing your old relationships, reviewing love stuff. Venus is also going to be retrograde in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio is very intense, very a deep, intimate connection, right? So it's a very intense romantic bond. Anywho, let's move along. Keep it moving, keep it moving. You could be dealing with a Libra, and this is also you, the sun, so you could be dealing with another Leo too. Justice. This is karmic justice. You could also be in a court case where you win, baby. You just won your court case. But justice talks about fairness. It talks about lawfulness. It talks about karmic justice, right? If something was unfair to you, then karma came back to correct it. Karma can be a bitch sometimes, but she can also be a goddess, right? So she can be your worst nightmare. If you have done something wrong in your past, she can course correct, bring you back what you owe, your karma. So If you done someone wrong, then you gonna get done wrong, right? If you have done all the right things and people been screwing you over, well, now is your chance to step out into the sunlight. I just moved that, I'm sorry. Step out into the sunshine and be your best Leo self. In this particular deck, we see the sun. The sun is the best card in the major arcana. It's the happiest card. It talks about joy and fulfillment, sometimes children. It does represent Leo. I do have to say, for some of you, the sun in this particular deck reminds me of Plants vs. Zombies, if any of you have ever played that game. But because it has the silly, I guess these are eggplants, but it's this silly game where you have to plant stuff in your front yard to keep zombies away. And they have these like squashes that stomp on the zombies as they're approaching. And I see like skulls, so it's kind of like fending off zombies, right? And you have to plant sunflowers. And I always found it the most challenging at night when you had to plant those mushrooms and you didn't get the sunlight, right? You had to rely on the moon's light, so you didn't get as much light. In any case, the sunshine is the best card. It is you. It is feeling good. And it's a result of getting things that are due to you. I love it. Risk and reward, right? Like, you might be seeing your rewards right now. That's awesome. I want that for you. I need to adjust this, right? I feel so much better. I want to show you all of my, as much as I can, of my Halloween decorations I did just for you. So in your thoughts, we have the Lovers reverse. So you could be thinking about all the times that, you know, I was just thinking about the Lovers today. If I were to see the Two of Cups reversed, I would think this is a disconnect, right? This is a mismatch. This is two people that aren't meant to be together, right? When I see the Lovers reversed, I feel like there's still that karmic tie. And remember, we're talking about karmic justice, but there's still this tie to that person. It's like you two were meant to be together. Whether you're meant to stay together, that's a whole other story. We can get into twin flames. We can get into soulmates. We can get into life partners. But in any case, this is a connection that is felt between you and another person. But sometimes our pride gets in the way, or our insecurities get in the way, so we self-sabotage ourselves, right? But it's about a connection that's there, but it's not being recognized. I also want to say that in this deck, it's kind of like, you know, the Dracula's coming down, and it looks like she might be writing love letters or something, right? He's coming down, and if you know about vampirism, there's like a sexiness to it, right? Because you're like sucking the neck, right? And it's like blood, right? It's this lust. But I feel like whoever you're disconnected with, I feel like they are craving you. Like, they realize the connection too, but they, again, either have too much pride or too much insecurity, or something is getting in the way of this connection. Even though they crave you, they sense it, right? It's like a connection that you can't control, right? And so this like lust, this passion, this hunger for the other person is something that you can't tame, right? I say tame because we have a dog right here and a cat right here. And this is like our wild self. Like taming our... It's like someone's trying to tame the connection, right? Like they feel like they're stronger than this connection, right? They're trying to go behind God's back and say, no, we're not meant to be together, but really, you know what's up, Leo. You know what's up. But I feel like in your thoughts and your feelings, you are recognizing the connection yourself, but whoever you're dealing with, they're trying to suppress these cravings, right? And I just got a message, because this is Dracula, I got a message that maybe they're trying to do it in this heroic sort of way, right? Like, I'm saving her because I'm a piece of shit. It's just something like that. But it's like, dude, I love you and your piece of shit ass, right? Like, I will love you even though you have faults. And so I feel like, you know, again, that's insecurities, but maybe they feel too bad for you, right? Let me know if that resonates. In your past, you had someone who wasn't being of value. They weren't offering anything of value. It's also kind of a false promises. The Ace of Pentacles, this is something that is tangible. This is something that is... I see these lilies and I think peace, right? This was something someone came in to offer you that you thought would bring you peace of mind. But really, it's like this jack-o'-lantern. Someone goes trick-or-treating. They fill up their jack-o'-lantern with all this candy, right? It's like someone ate the candy before they got to your house and you were left without any candy, right? And so it disrupted your peace. It disrupted your state of mind. That might be like this jilted thing that's finally coming into justice. And you might have this disconnect with a lover and this like candy being thrown on the ground because, you know, maybe justice is correcting something that you did in the past. Maybe you didn't recognize a connection in the past, and so now it's coming full circle. But let's keep it moving, keep it moving. In your foundation, we have the Emperor reverse. So it's like, we talked about a lack of control here, right? It's like this lust, like, I must suck your blood, right? I crave your blood. I need to do it. I'm wild. And so they are blocking this connection because they are afraid of their own drive, basically. The Emperor is a card about being out of control. So this could be your energy too. Like maybe you feel like the one who's like shying away. You know, it can work both ways, but you feel like the butthole who's sparing someone, like sparing this angel because you feel like too bad for someone. Because the Emperor reversed is a card about being out of control. It's a card about you don't feel in control of your environment, so you micromanage everyone else, right? It's the Emperor, I'm reminded of, there's a meme saying, whatever you want to call it, where it talks about the difference between a boss and a leader. And a leader pitches in on the work, right? He helps the workers, and a boss just kind of points his finger and says, you know, you do this, you do that, and, you know, sits on his butt playing Tetris or whatever he does. So, the Emperor, like upright, he would be the leader that works just as hard as his workers, and he knows that he needs the help of his workers to accomplish this task, right? Reversed, this is someone who bosses everyone around and sits on his throne, I guess. I am zooming in on this brain in the vase, beaker, and I'm drawn to say that this is, because I see the flowers, it's like this is helping you gain mental strength, sort of like I'm hearing like an ability to, like, I'm hearing think for yourself, but I feel like there's a better word. It's like giving you a better mentality. It's like you're, you are figuring out a different mindset for yourself, but it's a result of what hasn't worked and what you have felt like out of control about. Frankenstein, this is a guy who was not in control, right? He was a man built by another man out of several other men, right? Like his head is different, is a different man than his chest. And Dr. Frankenstein took all of these men and sewed them together to make one man, right? So Frankenstein's monster, he is not in control of how he came to be, or it's like he was man-made, right? He wasn't, it wasn't divine. I'm also drawn to this wax, wax melting off a candle, something about time, like sands through the hourglass type of thing. A candle at night, carrying a candle, prayers, yeah. You might also be dealing with an Aries. Emperor is the Aries card. Gemini is up here, by the way. Let's see. We say the underworld where all things pause and begin again. I want to come back to that. The sun. You know that phrase, the sun will rise tomorrow, right? When things are going bad, we can know that a new dawn happens, right? So things even out, justice evens out. You took some sort of risk. I think the risk that is going to have to be taken is to recognize a connection. If you have already taken this risk, then the person you're dealing with has to take this risk, and the reward is this justice. The reward is this happiness, this sunshine. Let's see what is ahead of you. We have the Three of Imps. That means you don't have to wait anymore. I love it. The Three of Imps is waiting for your ships to come in. It is making a plan and setting it into motion. Whenever it's reversed, you don't have to wait anymore, right? I love that. So let me know if this is already in your vicinity, but I feel like the karmic scales are tipping in your favor now. Like everything's evening out, and it's a result of your courage and your I just want to say, like, positivity too. It's like you're ruled by the sun, the brightest, you know, object, I guess, the brightest star, the brightest orb in the galaxy. It's what we all revolve around. Like, you are the center, you are the light source, and being that light source at a time where others could not offer you what is required to step into the full realization of this connection, right? But I also want to say, there's no need to control, to micromanage everything, because I feel like God, the universe, whatever you believe in, it's all working out in your favor. If you did anything, right, if you tried to take control of the situation, then it would only make you have to wait longer, right? Like, it would slow down the process. So I think you are entering a period of beginning again, right? And you just have to shine on, baby. Let me know if that resonated with you, Leo. I love you very, very much, and I will see you next time. Have a happy Halloween.